I want you to hit me as hard as you can. What?
It's Monday, time for Versus. It's a wicked weekend at the movie theater, and we are going to talk about it. So let's go. Let's start the show. And I'm in a great mood because it's Monday. It's Monday before the holiday. So come on. Let's go. Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Hello.
Hello. Hey,
Hello.
movie theaters were packed this weekend. I'm excited.
It's good.
For one movie, yes.
For one movie, that's true. Well, Sisu too. Sisu Road to Revenge. Hey, we've got the A team here today. I'm very excited to see all of you. So let's go around the horn and see what everyone is up to.
Well, hey, I'm Rob Burnett over on my YouTube channel, The Burnett Work, telling you how terrible modern Star Trek is and promoting my new film, The White Devils. Or just White Devils.
Steph, Minority Home. Here to have fun. Talk about Wicked.
Angry Badger, can't wait. Chris's energy is infectious. I am happy. I am ready to go. Let's talk about Wicked and Sisu and all the great things. So happy right now. Let's go. Monday, yay.
Yeah, Alan Ing, Film Threat. Let's talk about Wicked. Because it's wicked awesome.
All right. So, and let's see who's here. Okay, we have no highlighted comments. So there we go. And a last minute addition. Hey,
There he is.
fresh from Flashcast and George the Giant Slayer.
What's happening, guys?
What's going on?
Are we live?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
then hey, what's up, y'all?
Man, wish you'd said something hot takey, but yeah.
I
It's
mean,
all good. It's all
that
good.
was a huge possibility, my friend.
Love it that Dante is here.
What's up, F slurs? All right.
Let's go. Okay, no comments, but I'll tell you this. We are doing in our shop at shop.filmthread.com a Black Friday sale. Go to shop.filmthread.com, 10% off store wide. Use the code FTHOHO10 to get 10% off. There you go.
Yachua writing?
That's what?
Predator Yachua writing? What is the...
I have no idea, but everything in the shop is 10% off. So take advantage now.
Nice.
So there you go. Okay. All right. But let's talk box office. The number one movie at the box office is Wicked for Good. Came in with an astounding, how much, Alan?
It came in just domestic. It came with an astounding 147 million.
Wow. Okay. That's intense. And then worldwide, is it nearly 250?
It's
226.
220. Okay. 225. Okay. Well, it'll be 250 by the end of today. Let's go through the top 10 before we discuss Wicked for Good and its success. Go for it, Alan. Get back to the
I'm
top
just
10.
waiting for it. There we go.
Here we go.
So Wicked for Good, number one, coming in at number two from last week is Now You See Me, Now You Don't, with a 57% drop off. Predator Badlands continues to slide in number three. Running Man comes in afterwards. And then the new films, Rental Family and Sisu Road to Revenge, round out the top five. And then
Six, that is.
Yeah, top six.
Number 7, Regretting You. Number 8, Nuremberg. Can't believe it's that high. Number 9, Black Phone 2, hanging in there. And then number 10, Ferris Oil. But the real news is the top. Now You See Me, Now You Don't did not drop. It dropped 57%. Predator Badlands, 49%. The big drop off, Running Man, 65%.
It
On
is
3,500.
insane.
That's not good. That's
That's probably the biggest surprise here is that Predator Badlands is still doing better than Running Man.
Yeah, very surprising.
I
Better
had way
movie.
more fun. Yeah, I had way more fun.
Yeah, actually, Rob, you're right. It's a better movie.
I to me, Running Man was one of the big disappointments of the year as an Edgar Wright fan and as a fan of that book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
It was bone crushing.
For me, it did not feel like a Edgar Wright movie. It just felt like a journeyman movie with flourishes here and there. It's like, oh, Edgar had something to do with that scene, but it seemed very basic. It could have been directed by anybody.
Well, also,
sorry to say that.
I mean, you guys talked about it last week, but I think it really was a pastiche, and I was expecting a like The Long Walk, a pretty faithful adaptation to the book.
Right.
And what we got was sort of a pastiche of a bunch of the tones of a bunch of different science fiction films.
Right.
I mean, everything from Death Race 2000 to the original Running Man to a lot of other different things, and it didn't do what The Long Walk did so well, which was lean into the original text, which I thought was interesting. Like what, Edgar Wright, did he want to make a Paul Verhoeven movie? RoboCop, Total Recall, even Basic Instinct is heightened in terms of what it was trying to do.
I mean, what was the theme that he was trying to go for that he just never got? I mean, we say it tried to be the Running Man, the book, but I'm having a hard time understanding. Well, what was so great about the book that wasn't in the movie?
Well, I think the interesting thing about the book was it felt like it was our world. Like the Running Man, like The Long Walk felt, you knew it took place in some kind of dystopian future, but it was of today. The people felt like they were from, quote unquote, the real world. Whereas the Running Man kind of shifted. It went from, it has this portrayal of this family that's destitute, yet he's got a beautiful wife, who looks like she's quite well taken care of. And then they go into this sort of the idea of the whole game show Running Man aspect of it, but played like it was played. We've seen that for the last 40 years. And in the book, the world was much more grounded, I think, than what he was trying to do. And it was more like, imagine if he was an everyman, like if he was an electrician or if he was, I just never believed the character of Glenn Powell as it was portrayed in the film. I didn't believe
it's like a longshoreman. It's like a longshoreman. So when he's doing all the things, it doesn't work as well as when you make him a former military officer. And
right. I mean, somebody brought up like the Rami Malek movie, The Amateur. Yeah. That was more along the lines of like he would have an expertise and you lean into whatever his expertise is to help him survive. Like he's applying his, whether he's a longshoreman. If you're a longshoreman, you have skills being a longshoreman. But what would happen if you have to suddenly use those longshoreman skills in the real world where people were trying to kill you?
I just didn't care about any of the characters.
I just think people are burnt out on the theme, man. I mean, I was thinking about that. Like I'm like, when we saw the original Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger, it was fresh, it was different, it was wild, it was wacky, kind of video game-ish in a way. Now we're in 2025, right? We've already had, I don't know, 15 years of the Hunger Games. We've had, Survivor, who's on his 50th season. We've had this theme already of people surviving a contest to win a prize, right?
100%.
And when I look at this movie, it had the recipe to be a great film in theory, right? Because you had Edgar Wright, you had Glenn Powell, who's extremely likable. You have an action movie in the middle of November, and you have a story that's somewhat faithful to the adaptation. This should have been at least a decent film, right? And when I say decent, I mean decent in the box office. And it wasn't. And I think people were just burnt out on this theme of surviving a game show.
There's something about that. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and Rob, to your point, I think both movies were campy, and Edgar Wright should not have made a campy movie.
Yeah,
It's
I
pacing,
agree.
and it's real hard to enjoy a movie when you don't give a shit about anyone and what happens to them. Every single side character I didn't care about. I now understand why in the Arnold Schwarzenegger one they made the Coleman Domingo character and Brolin's character one character, because it's just a lot extra, and I just feel like it added nothing to it.
What's interesting is the original film was.
So are you saying that when?
Oh, go ahead.
That's right.
Well, the original film was sued because the story they actually didn't take from the book. They stole it from a French film. And there was a lawsuit that ran like 13 years. And the director of the original French film won the lawsuit because they proved that the Running Man script was such a departure from the original material that they just stole this French movie instead. And
I know what I was going to say, by the way.
It's a really interesting case.
Because I always say source material. Turns out most of the time when source material isn't followed, it's because that source material is actually better than what we got. And it turns out in this case, unless he just did a horrible job of adapting it, they did make successful changes to the source material for the Arnold one.
Well, they stole it.
I also wasn't expecting Arnold's movie. I was expecting it to be faithful to a book I hadn't written or read, rather. And I was ready for that, except if that's faithful to the book, then apparently I don't like the book.
I wouldn't call it faithful to the book. And even the ending, which they couldn't have done post 9/11.
Wonder what that ending is then.
Hey, let's talk Wicked for Good for those on the panel that have seen it. Alan and I saw it at a very intimate screening at the Alamo Draft House, drinking themed drinks and pizza.
They give a little shots that the Oz wizard keeps taking throughout the movie.
No, but we did have a Wicked pizza, or Make It Wicked. For those that saw it, love to hear your thoughts, and we will discuss why I believe it failed. But please chime in. And Badger,
I have some major problems with the film. I mean, here's the thing. I thought it was fine. It was fine. It was. I've seen the musical, like the stage musical, 3 times, and I will agree with most people that the second half is kind of the weaker half of the stage play. It tracks here too in this movie. It's the second half is definitely weaker than the first movie. It was fine. It was enjoyable. I thought visually it was beautiful. I mean, but there's no surprise there. We knew it was going to be. The costumes were amazing. We knew that was going to happen. I think what doesn't work for me in this movie, and I'm being completely fair with it, is I just feel like everything felt completely rushed in that last like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I hate it. Like, I know what happens in the stage play, but I don't think it translated well, the whole scarecrow thing with him and Elphaba. I know I'm kind of giving some things away, I think. I don't know. But I just feel like everything felt too, and I'm trying to put the right words together here.
It's teenage fanfic. We didn't need origins for Tin Man and Scarecrow, and it absolutely alienates the movie. It might be accurate to the
here's
books.
The thing, Badger. I guess in the play I didn't mind it. For some reason in the film it bugged me a lot.
Because it looks like it is directly linking to the movies as opposed to the books.
And maybe that's it. Because for some reason in the play it works fine. But in this movie, it felt wrong. Everything about that felt wrong.
You know what's weird? Because in the play, we're 100 feet from the actors. And so they look really small, but when they're on screen, they're very large. And somehow it just felt weird to watch it. And to not get the impact from it from the play that you would hopefully get from the movie.
It also makes them liars now. If we're saying it's accurate to the movie, like the Judy Garland version, it now gives them this weird Obi-Wan lie from omission and certain point of view shit about Tin Man and Scarecrow's history that is completely different than
that's musical. It's in the musical.
Right. But as Dante points out, it works on stage. But when you put it in visual and make it visually sync up with the movie, it becomes alienating.
Well, Badger, I hate to do this to you, but there's a hostage video that you're a star of.
Oh, fuck.
And you need to see this. You need to see.
Save me from saying it again.
Good. The second part of the
We can't see it, Chris.
As someone who went into
I just hear it. We can't see it on
expecting
screen.
not to
Oh, there
like
we go.
it and being thoroughly surprised, and I think I gave it like a 7.5, maybe even an 8. Either way, I did not have that experience this time. This time, I got what I thought I was going to get in that first part, and just I was bored and disinterested for a lot of it. I didn't enjoy, I think, one of the songs until I got to the Jeff Goldblum one, and then the wand fight, and yeah, the last 30 minutes are the strongest. I didn't realize we were going to see how the Straw Man and Tin Man were made, and I didn't exactly enjoy all that, but I guess it ended on a happy note, and haven't seen the stage play, haven't read the book it's based on, so just basing it on the movies, yeah, it's like a 5.5 maybe at the highest. Would have rather seen Running Man, would have rather seen Predator Badlands over all of it, so
Oh,
it is
wow.
what it is. It'll probably make another $1 billion, but definitely not as good as the first one, so probably just wait for streaming.
Damn.
And I forgot
that wand fight. You didn't think that was greater than Duel of Fates?
I did actually think that was pretty funny. Yes, I hope someone did. I kept hearing how there was all this impropriety around how Elphaba was created, and then we see the flashback. That is not how drugging or anything happens. That's done in secret. What we saw was Elphaba's mom was just fun and was partying with the wizard.
Well, no. Elphaba is that's in the book.
Right.
Yeah.
But as depicted
in the show, she's just cheating on her husband.
Yeah, she's just partying. Yeah. He slid it across the table like an old saloon.
But that was the wizard in the play as well who seduces her.
Right.
Yeah.
These character designs are like a horror film. It's like body horror here. It's scary. And
I will
really
say the Tin Man looks awesome. The Scarecrow looks terrible.
It does not look good. But I mean, there was an opportunity for them to do something with Dorothy. Like in the play, she's sidelined. We never see her face. Same thing in Wicked for Good. There was an opportunity. Like, what were they doing together? Taking her on the yellow brick road.
Yeah.
Gaslighting her. It could have been funny. Like, they find this girl and maybe the Tin Man, right? Brock and Fierro, the Scarecrow, are kind of to Dorothy's face, presenting one, motivation for why they're seeing the wizard, but the two of them know who they are. It was very, in the play, it's very rushed. Here, it's even worse than the play.
Yeah,
I think.
So act 2 of the play, there's a reason that it works in theater form. It's because when you're done with Act 1, you get a 15-minute intermission, right? And then you're swept back into the world of Oz, into this world. It doesn't work with a year-long intermission. You come back into it, and then you're just like, none of this makes any sense.
Well, the songs. There's no good songs. There's no popular. There's no
no, all of the good songs are in
gravity.
Act 1. Act 2 is the weaker part. Act 2 is the weaker part. Act 2 is the shorter part.
Yeah.
And the song, there's only one good song. People would say there's 2 good songs, but I think there's only 4 good. 4 good is the best song of Act 2. And I think that they changed so much in the movie from the play. They added stuff that doesn't make sense. I've been talking for a year hoping that they would not intertwine the Wizard of Oz with Wicked, because it doesn't make sense.
You said it last year.
Sense.
It was
there's
the worst
origin of the Tin Man and the Scarecrow, and sure, that can be inserted into it, but then adding the interaction with Dorothy, the lion, having them all together in front of the wizard, it doesn't make sense narratively. So I was hoping that they wouldn't do that, but they did. They intertwined those 2 movies, and it just doesn't make any sense narratively, because the Tin Man is supposed to be there, standing there for years, just, and that's how Dorothy meets him, with having to give him the oil can. But that's not what happens.
So
in
he
Wicked.
lied about the tinsmith now, if we were to take this.
They're all liars. They're all fooling Dorothy. They're all taking advantage of this young girl in order to get to the wizard. So it just doesn't make sense narratively. And I didn't want them to mix the 2, because in the play, it's just a completely different fanfic story. Sure, Dorothy is off camera crying, but that's pretty much it. You don't get anything with Dorothy, and it's kind of like in the books. You don't really get anything with Dorothy. She's like a background character. She's not even mentioned that much. So it doesn't make sense. And all of the stuff that they changed, I did not like. I did not like anything that they changed. Having what's her name, Nessa, fly and then get back in the chair, didn't like that. She's supposed to be able to walk. Having Glinda, adding everything that they added to Glinda makes her look terrible. She is a terrible character, a terrible person.
Does she have magic at the end? Does she have magic? Was that like the influence of Elphaba giving her magic, or was that like Elphaba doing one last spell?
No, she never got magic.
Right.
She's not supposed to get magic. She's
so when
just
the grimoire's
supposed to learn
glowing,
her lesson, you know, and try and be a good person, because she hasn't been a good person up until now. And now she just doesn't learn that lesson, and she's just magic now. She gets what she's always wanted, magic. And that's not supposed to happen, because then like she doesn't really, what does she learn? She's just given this. So and then her being present in the manipulation song between Elphaba and the wizard, it doesn't look good because she's manipulating her supposed friend that she loves. So it everything that they added and changed with Glinda, it doesn't work because it just depicts her and makes her look terrible. Like she's a terrible character now.
Even some of I feel like they're just trying to not offend people with the Nessa in the chair. You know, she's disabled, whatever. Even the Munchkins, they're not little people.
The Munchkins are redheads with curly hair.
Yeah, I know.
That is literally the redhead. That's the Munchkins.
So weird. Here's
now that is actually like, because and here's the thing, when they're advertising this movie, they're saying that, oh yeah, it's from the Wizard of Oz, the L. Frank Baum. No, it's not. It's from the Gregory Maguire Wicked book, which is why the Munchkins aren't depicted as little people. Yeah. They're just a little bit shorter than normal people in the Gregory Maguire book. That's
they're short. They're short kings. They're short.
They're just short kings. Like that's all they are. They're short kings. Yeah.
Michelle Yao, I'm sorry, Alan, the Asian representation. Michelle Yao, like I audibly groaned every time she sang.
She was terrible.
Wait, I know. Why was there no Bowen Yang?
Now, here we get a better look at Dorothy in this scene.
An orgy?
No.
I've never been part of an orgy before.
Oh, me neither.
Wrong one, Chris. Wrong one.
I would rather watch this.
I blow the Tin Man. Get the fuck out of here.
That's Axel Braun. Axel Braun. Wrong one.
No, he has better suits than this.
Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. There's a lot of clips.
That's the other thing I had a problem with, though. Not that clip, but Jesus. I had a problem with Nessa. I had a huge problem with Nessa, and I think not so much for her being, disabled. Actually, I didn't like that at all. Why not just use an able-bodied actress so that you could look, you could have her in a wheelchair at first, right? And then in the second film, she could walk because of the magic, right? That would make more sense.
That's how it's supposed to go.
My problem with the sister was this. I didn't see her be evil enough for them to warrant like celebrating her death, right? Like, because in the Wizard of Oz, they were all celebrating her death, right? The Wicked Witch is dead, right? And Dorothy gets her slippers. I didn't see Nessa be evil enough to warrant them celebrating this chick.
Propaganda, dying. Dante. They believed it because of propaganda, I guess.
No. I'm talking about, I'm talking about her sister, not Elphaba.
I know, but I'm headcanoning it that they also had fucking propaganda about her because, as you said, she doesn't really do anything other than misread
I want to see her be evil. Yeah. Like I want to see her do some shit. So
you want a heel turn? That's what you want.
When she dies, I get it, right?
On that, yeah, absolutely. They had the time too. They had the padded out time to do that, to expand on the tyrant that Nessa Rose becomes, because she becomes a tyrant in Munchkin Land. And they only showed it from like Bach's point of view to show like his sort of turn to the evil Tin Man and wanting to kill Elphaba. They could have expanded on that. They could have shown Munchkin Land and like the type of ruler that she is in Munchkin Land, because she is a tyrant. She does not let them leave.
You can't do that now.
And forces like her own views onto the Munchkins.
Isn't this a Doctor Who type thing where Russell T Davies changed that whatever the fuck it was, the master from a wheelchair because he's tired of seeing people in wheelchairs, even though that was like the one example as being depicted as evil, and so you can't have her be in a wheelchair and be evil tyrant because it's bad to handicap people somehow.
Well, what
That's
makes
their
it worse,
logic.
Badger, is that she's a person of color in a wheelchair, so they definitely can't make her the villain.
Well,
then,
statistics alone in Oz, yeah, you can't enforce that stereotype. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I
Because
just
they
think
even just like they
sorry,
just
sorry.
mention it in the show, and they expand on it a little bit in the movie. It could have been done even better, even more.
It could have. They're just. It doesn't make sense with the four of them. The Cowardly Lion. Coleman Domingo had like 3 lines.
Yes. Oh my
As
goodness.
this horrible digital. And can we talk about digital effects for a moment? Are they getting objectively worse overall?
It feels like
Jeff
it.
Goldblum
Yes.
de-aging looked
Overused.
horrible.
It's horrible. And I think I was trying to think, why is they're just bad, but everything is worse. Customer service, fast food, like just everything at every level is just worse. Sure, digital effects. Throw that in. It's it was, yeah, look, they had an opportunity to fix what was a disappointing part of the play, right? That second act.
It's weak.
It's weak. They had, and they blew it. The things they chose, and you're right, Nessa, they didn't really make her evil enough. I mean, you know, she's angry because Bach kind of rejects her. Like, that's it.
Well, that happens.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
happens.
it happens in the show. They expanded a little bit more in the movie, but it's so, you know what it's just so closed quartered. Like you only see it from Nessa, Bach, and Elphaba's point of view. You don't see everybody else's like background characters. It's just done a lot better in the first movie, where you have like more background characters, more people, more reactions. This is just them 3. And I
You
think
know what it
that's why
is?
you don't get like the feeling of Nessa's like evilness in Munchkin Land, because you're just seeing it from their point of view.
Well, that's the thing about the first movie, and why the first movie is so great is because it was immersive. You were drawn into the world of Oz. You were a student at Shiz. When you got to the Emerald City, there was all this grandeur. It was like big musical numbers, song and dance numbers. The Oz does ballroom. It was like we're living in Oz, and I think that's what drew people to that first movie. In this one, there's none of that. There's one song and dance number. And this idea of this giant world is now very small. When you have in the first movie, you have a cast of hundreds. In this movie, you have a cast of 5. And so this is a much smaller movie.
But also, and maybe I missed something here, but when Fiyero gets, you know, I guess crucified or whatever they do to him, and then he comes back to the Emerald City with the lion and Dorothy and the Tin Man, no one recognized his outfit. No one recognized his soldier outfit.
Oh, right.
As being one of them.
That's why it doesn't make sense. That's why I was like,
because in the play it was tipped off automatically.
This movie, it doesn't make sense narratively. Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry, but Elphaba just banged this guy, and she didn't recognize him when he comes back with Dorothy and the Tin Man.
Well, she did, and everyone is doing this real sophisticated pretending for some reason.
It was a con. They were doing the long con.
So this is one big gaslight. The whole film was a gaslight.
By the way, did you notice that during the cyclone, everyone was indoors except one person? That was Nessa.
The one in the wheelchair, by the way.
Yeah.
It's the performances are fine too. It's just simply pacing and writing, and it's I guess it is what Alan said. Because I see people in the comments saying like, well, it's not exactly made for you. It's like, but the fucking first one wasn't made for me and I enjoyed it. So
it's made for me
what
and
happened?
I didn't enjoy it.
Right. So thank you, Steph.
Yeah. I gave it a 6 out of 10. There are a lot of things that I like about it. I like all of the callbacks to the stage play. I think John M. Chu is really good at doing that. He did a bunch of it in the first movie. You can tell it feels like they are playing to an audience that are sitting in front of them. And in this, I love the little things that they did to call back to the stage play. There's little things that they did that they put in the movie. That's a callback to the stage play, but there's just way too much that they changed, way too much that they added. I was worried about the Wizard of Oz addition into this movie. It doesn't make sense narratively. It confuses so many people. That's why in the play, it's just sort of like hinted that she found Dorothy, but nobody else was with Dorothy when she captured Dorothy. Everybody else was gone. They were doing their own thing. Nobody was with Dorothy. Here, they're all with Dorothy, and it doesn't make sense. And it's something that I was worried about this whole year leading up to this movie because it just doesn't make sense. And I've been seeing online the reactions to this movie, and everybody is confused. Everybody is so confused as to how these characters ended up with Dorothy.
Yeah,
Because
they
it just doesn't make sense.
they needed to explain that. In the play, they go over it it happens so quick, you're like, okay, I buy it. In the movie, it really doesn't work. If you've seen the play, you're filling in things from the
Scarecrow,
play.
biggest of all, especially with how the hell he knew what was going on at the end there and where certain someone was hidden.
But also the reason why it doesn't work though is because he becomes the Scarecrow after Dorothy already arrives.
Yeah.
He becomes the Scarecrow after Dorothy comes.
And because she was marble mouthed when she was doing the grimoire spell, she wasn't specific enough about what she protections she wanted. And it was, oops, sorry. Well, it did protect you, didn't it?
Elphaba is bad at spells.
So wait, so if we're going
agree
canonically,
she
if we're going
sucks at
canonically, then
spells.
Dorothy meets the Scarecrow literally minutes after he becomes the Scarecrow.
Yes.
And then he says, and then he has to get a brain. What?
And the Tin Man, there's no Tinsmith, there's no missing a heart. He's always like that and angry. And I forgot he was so bloodthirsty in the Judy Garland one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in the play, the Wizard of Oz stuff is barely there.
Yeah, even the lion story when he comes in and warns all of the animals when Elphaba is singing her song, "No Place Like Home." He comes in and he's just like, "Don't trust her. Don't trust her. She took me. She kidnapped me." And it's like, "No, she didn't. She freed you. What are you talking about?" In the show, it kind of makes sense. Here, it doesn't, because she's literally talking to all of these animals who should be afraid of her. She's helping them, and they know this. But the lion comes in and says, "Oh, lion napped
There was a
me
whole
when I was a cub. She cub napped me, and now I'm frightened."
That whole propaganda thing, and that's why I kind of like the Jeff Goldblum about they wouldn't believe me even if I told them the truth. People have always been possessed by ideas. That's a very old time, but I know they directly meant that today in online discourse and
Look, man, I honestly I am happy for the success of this film. I do think that however I feel about it or not, right? I think that they had a target audience. Apparently, they hit that target audience because they're doing very well in the box office. I think, the fact that a movie like this and a movie like Barbie can blow up and do well and know their audience and hit that audience, I think that's great. My problem is I feel like Hollywood is going to learn the wrong lessons from this film. And that's what bugs me, right? If they learn the lesson that, hey, if we just go after our target audience, we can make money. We could do well again, right? They're not going to take this lesson. They're going to take this as some kind of, hey, you know what? We need more movies about the wrongdoings of people of color and and all this other shit. And nothing's going to change.
Well, I think, though, that this film is unique in the sense that it is a previously existing IP. It existed as a book. It existed as a very successful Broadway show. It's kind of its own thing. I don't think this is ever going to start a trend. The next big musical we have really coming out is the Michael Jackson biopic, which I also think is going to be huge.
Oh, it's going to make a bunch of money internationally.
Yeah, I mean, those trailers look incredible.
Yeah, but doesn't Dante, don't you mean it's going to be like the Maleficent shit, where Maleficent is she's actually, and this is another,
learn the right lessons,
it existed already, right?
And
look, they're going to find more of those.
I love the fact that it's doing well. And I think I put it in the category of Barbie, because you know what? If the women and the gays are going out in droves to watch it, great. That's
they
good.
did announce a Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty musical.
What?
Universal did.
But how are you going to do that?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you can't. I think one of the things about Wicked is that it's been a beloved show for decades now, and the book. So it really is. It's already a wildly successful and established IP that they exploited. I mean, the fact they even made 2 films was in a way sort of exploitive, but it works. I mean, I think that this is the thing that its success is, I think, well deserved.
Right, but it is the wrong lesson. If you're saying that they're going to make a musical of Cinderella, they're now going in the
that is the
direction-
wrong lesson because
but the thing is, they're going in the wrong direction that Broadway is going when they start making musicals about everything. They made a musical about Catch Me If You Can. They made a musical of Shrek. They made a musical of Spider-Man. All failure.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Back to the Future. Back to the
That's
Future.
Spider-Man
Yeah, and
musical.
and I can't think. They even did Groundhog Day, and I can't even think of one of those musicals.
Beetlejuice.
That was okay. Beetlejuice is probably the only really successful movie adaptation for Broadway. The rest have always, there's nothing special about them, and they're just doing it because they're running out of ideas, and so they're just going to
the
take
Prince
popular
musical
movies.
is about to go to Broadway.
The Mean
Purple
Girls
Rain.
musical.
That could be
Really?
interesting.
Yeah, but how the musical be great.
Now we can talk all day and critique the film. It's a financial success. I do think it will make less than the first movie. It's just
You think it'll taper
going to.
off word of mouth?
It's going to have a bigger drop. It'll have a bigger drop, but the success is they made this for the audience, for fans of the play. There's even that moment at the end where they kind of pose like the Broadway
the poster.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was
I
so,
love
like,
that part.
I mean, I kind of just went, oh yeah, well, they're playing, but here's what's cool. They played to that audience. Clearly they rewarded it with money. Wouldn't it be crazy if they made a Star Wars film that was very male for dudes? And women would love it.
Ryan Gosling's going to be with his shirt off most of the Starfighter movie, I'm sure.
Well, we'll
doing
see.
sit-ups for no reason.
I'm just saying the Barbie movie, good on them. They made a very successful film targeting women and let's be honest, women and gay men who collect Barbies. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
that's great. Your audience, target your audience. What I'm saying is there's a lack of in these franchises that are beloved to us, Star Trek, which has been emasculated beyond recognition. Rob, not to get you riled up.
No, it's fine.
Oh, you should be very happy that Paramount's rebooting it. They're totally all that is man and MAGA and male, the male gaze view, not the other one.
Right.
So maybe we'll get Captain Kirk.
So what I'm
women
saying
again.
is, I think it was Dante, you were saying Hollywood is not going to learn the right lessons from this
at all. And I wish they would, because you know what? If they just learn to do that again, I think Hollywood would be okay. I think you could save Hollywood, right? If they just start targeting their audience again. Make movies for dudes, make movies for women and gays, and I'm telling you, they'll do just fine.
They also have to figure out how to make movies cheaper.
Yeah. It's the biggest
movies
stuff.
are way too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that you look at all the movies that we grew up that were favorites of ours, especially from the 80s, 40 years ago, if a movie cost more than $40 million, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Terminator 2 is the first $100 million movie.
The big takeaway from like the whole takeover with Warner Brothers, and we're looking at what everyone wants to do. When you get into when theater owners were afraid that if Paramount bought it, they were going to reduce theatrical releases. And the biggest lesson learned from Disney, why they failed, is that one, they made too many movies that cost too much money for a market that wasn't there anymore. Like, even if movies are good, there's a solid chance people won't go to see them because you ruin the audience. People just don't take chances anymore. And then on top of that, they're all $100 million plus. Running Man, you can't do it anymore, dude. You got to get them into 50 million or less.
They don't even know how to do that.
Right. Because we got rid of everyone that knows how to do it.
If you look at somebody like Brady Corbett, who made The Brutalist, he just announced his new film, which is going to be a $70 millimeter X-rated movie that he's going to shoot that's about the 70s for less than $10 million. And The Brutalist was what, a 3-hour movie shot in VistaVision that cost less than $10 million? I mean, there's ways to do it, but Hollywood doesn't know how anymore.
Well, here's the thing, man. I think, and again, I know this is going to rile up Justine Bateman, but I'm sorry, but AI is the future, and it's happening. It's going to happen. It's already happening. I posted something today on X, this Star Wars AI video that this fan made, and I'm watching it, and it's pretty cool. It's not like anything like it's not super great, but it's really cool. And I'm watching it thinking, this is just like the bare bones. This is like the beginning. If once this technology really hits, we're not going to need these studios anymore, man. Like and I'm not talking about just from a visual standpoint. I'm talking about we're going to get stories from true fans.
Skywalker stories. Shout out. We cover it all the time on Rule of Three. He's a fan, and he does what we do.
I just put the link in the private chat of the video that I'm talking about. When I saw this video, like I said, it's nothing super grandeur about it or super great about it, but it gave me kind of like a glimpse of the future. And unfortunately, and it pains me to say this, and I know, Rob, you hate the AI thing. I get it, and no,
I don't. It's not that I hate it. There was a huge upgrade made to, I don't know which software it was, that we saw the results of over the last week. All that, the Star Wars stuff is some of it. The X-Men behind the scenes stuff is some of it.
Pictures, yeah.
I saw a behind the scenes video, like a 3-minute video, of the making of Space 1999 from the mid 70s. A guy made, it's all AI, and it's absolutely convincing. And what's really terrifying is that our history is going to be, in 20 years, people are not going to know what really happened or not. And I was watching this Space 1999 video, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. It's now gotten to the point where it's almost indistinguishable from reality, and they can go back and do anything. And I think you're right. Is it a bad thing that they're able to do this? I think that we're going to have people making Star Wars movies, feature films, in a year.
Gemini 3 and Nano Banana 2 are what did those X-Men ones. Some of those looked real.
Not only did they look real, the scary thing was they were recreating the costumes that are in the movie.
Yes.
And that was, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. But imagine where we're going to be in 5 years.
But this goes back to, movies being too expensive. If studios can't find a way to fix this, we will. Right?
Well,
fans will. So I don't know, man. I think they're in trouble. If they don't figure this out.
I mean, fans have been doing, their whole fan edits and cosplay stuff, like fan movies, for a long time. I think AI just made it a lot easier for us to put together the types of movies that we want, like a different follow-up to Star Wars.
I'm gonna do it. I keep complaining that Rogue One isn't the real story. Kyle Katarn stole the Death Star plans with Jan Orris, and guess what? I'm gonna make my fucking AI movie as soon as I can do it, and I'll just show it.
I'm sure you've seen all the different. We showed them on this show, all the different Star Trek iterations, like Redneck Star Trek.
Yeah,
I saw Star Trek Pirates. Those are fun.
Vietnam.
They're cute. Vietnam. No, they're fun. It's fine. It's like a living meme, so to speak. But these AI will be used to create effects for indie movies. AI will streamline processes at studios. AI could be used for effects. Will be used for effects. You don't have to blow up a building in Vegas. You can do it in AI. It can happen.
And analyzing data.
And I think in the end, what will happen is AI will evolve into a tool. It will end up being a genre of film like anime. Anime is a kind of its own genre. They'll be, that's that AI movie. I do think there's something about something about authenticity that you cannot fake. That's just my opinion.
Now, if you wanted to have its own genre of movies, where are the limitations? Can you just use any actor? Are these AI created actors? Can you use properties? Like you have to make limits to what people can do. Is it have to be original AI content and not, all of these actors? Or are actors going to give you the license to use them, to use their
if you're trying to make money off of it?
Oh, they will. Because what's going to happen is, imagine this. Imagine you're an actor. Say you're the author of a romance novel, and rather than write a book, people are going to start writing AI features. And what you'll be able to do is design a character, your main character, which will be an AI generated person that doesn't exist. You'll put that person, it'll be like, instead of writing a prose novel, you're going to write an AI novel, and you're going to become directors, and you're going to become producers, and there'll be actors that you'll be able to license. I mean, they'll have some kind of control. Like you can't actor like right now, you don't want a product doesn't want to be featured in a movie if a serial killer uses it to brutalize somebody. But what you'll be able to do is actors or estates, like James Earl Jones licensed his voice out to Disney to be Darth Vader forever. But why wouldn't the estate of James Earl Jones license his likeness out? And suddenly, and if you want to do that, actors could definitely put up, like you could pay a licensing fee in perpetuity throughout the universe. Like if you want to use my likeness for your AI movie, it's $350.
Michael Caine just did this.
Well, I think as long as you own the library and assets, and you could create assets, your own assets that you create. Here's an example of that Star Trek warp speed ho. Captain.
Beam me aboard, Scotty says Kirk with a grin. His shirt's torn and spotty, the storm's never thin. Spock with his logic, those ears like sails, says emotions are mere landlubber tales. The bold lay plunder where no
This is
man
wild, man.
dared. Raise the sails and be prepared. Through storm and battle,
They look
we're
great.
sailing your
School
home.
looks
Raise your
great.
swords to the sky. Warp speed, ho!
Tell me you wouldn't watch a feature film. This looks like it was made in the 50s. You know, it has that look to it. If people are going to be really clever about this and you get real filmmakers that can do this, it's going to happen.
I'll turn this down. This just, I mean, this was, I'm sure they spent a lot of time on this. I love the tribbles.
So this was Ben Affleck's idea on how to replace DVD sales by selling kits of licensed material so you can make your own movies with movie properties and actors and things like that, because it's going to happen no matter what. It's just how you're going to monetize it.
By the way, Disney will be the first, and it'll be Star Wars.
Yeah,
they'll put all the assets together. They've done that already with certain sound effects and music, and you'll be able to buy a creator kit for or not. You won't buy it. You'll subscribe to it.
Right. Everything is a subscription. But like Alan and I talked about a story last week that Disney Plus, you'll be able to take certain characters. There'll be lots of guardrails and create your own stories. Here's the thing. Disney will own them all. You'll create the stories. They will own it. So,
but that'll be part of the deal. If you're going to buy their assets and make their things, they're going to own whatever you do.
Yeah, well,
but eventually they're going to have they're going to have fan film awards. Then the first time somebody makes a feature-length movie that people watch, someone's going to make a Star Wars movie that surpasses everything we've got since the prequel era. And once that happens, they put it up on Disney Plus and they get millions of views. They'll monetize that, and it'll be because then somebody's now become a filmmaker. It's just a different kind of filmmaking.
Well, we've all seen those Pixar Disney AI parodies on TikTok. You've seen montages. They're very funny. This is real. This is a Norwegian film from 2024 called Spermaggedon.
Oh, no.
This is a real feature-length movie that seems kind of inspired by let's just watch the trailer because I want to see your reaction. But it's really hard to find. It's all in Norwegian. I found an English version. So let's just, again, not a parody, real feature.
Jens, you have to kiss. Lisa.
I don't know if Lisa wants to. Oh, where'd our blood go? There's a total boner in the system. There's a boner in the system. What's happening? Come here. This is the craziest thing I've ever tried.
Simon, what's the stiffest thing you've ever done? What the hell are you doing? He's fucking coming.
Spermaggedon is getting closer.
There's no way this is real.
Can't see the point,
real
Camilla.
from Norway.
No way.
1 in several thousand millions of sperm cells. Why should I have any chance?
I only have one question.
I mean, we could just stay in the balls.
Stay in the balls?
Yes.
This is their what?
Oh my God.
This is their
There's nothing that works here. That's right. It's not up to us anymore. That's not how it was when I was younger. Ha ha.
Hey,
What?
grab your magic wand and bang me.
What?
Isn't that what you say?
Yes, it is. Going to.
Okay, we're getting demonetized. I
absolutely are.
That was a bit too much.
Oh, and you deserve it too.
Something's happening. I don't want to.
There's no way. But I only have one question.
Dude,
Seriously.
it's on IMDb right now.
Who is this for?
It's currently only in Norwegian. But I looked all up. I'm telling you,
it makes Sausage Party seem high class. Remember,
Right.
remember Rogan?
It's
Sex comedy, you know.
It's got 3,100 ratings on
Who
IMDb.
is this for? Like, who's the audience here?
It's a more adult. It's like for adult fans of Pixar, but I couldn't believe this really exists. So
Somebody's getting sued.
it's got a little inside out, so to speak. Although now that I say that out loud,
Phrasing.
kind of really
And
weird.
that dialogue
No,
was totally not AI.
no, but look, I have no idea. I'm saying you're gonna get a lot of that. So, what do you guys think of Spermageddon?
I think we're heading into some dark territories here, man.
Internet.
Hey, you know, it's a different kind of a sex comedy.
Yeah.
And
There you go.
anatomical sex comedies, you know, I mean, it's a different world.
That is
Yeah.
the wildest thing that I've ever seen since Sausage Party.
Well, look it up.
But also, how old are these characters?
Over 18.
Well, they look like they look over
They
18.
seem like they're in high school. Are they
Well,
not?
you could be 18 and be in high school. You
Okay.
failed some grades. But yeah, when it comes out in English, we are totally reviewing it, right, Alan?
Totally.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go to Soups right now. We got a bunch of questions and comments from people. Let's go.
Chicken wing ain't no thing but chicken wing for 91, chicken wing 91 rather for $4.99. In the words of South, I'm shook from that goddamn trailer. Sorry. In the words of South Boston, it's wicked awful. Yeah, wicked awful.
Nice, thanks, Chicken
Red
Wing.
French Moon, shout out for 2. Not flamboyant, but Badger was rocking his jacket. Thank you.
Yeah, I watch all your out of the. I like the out of the theater reactions.
I do get some positive feedback.
I love them.
Macron lady, whatever, for 100. Be kind, rewind, upload a video on YouTube about Wizard of Oz at Sphere. You should really check it out. It's worse than you can imagine what they did to that masterpiece of cinema.
I'm seeing more and more people review it, and now I'm seeing that the Sphere is losing money in Vegas.
Well, it's too
I'll do
expensive,
millions
man.
a day.
Well, the other thing that's doing better is the thing that Alan went to. Alan, what was the name of that? It's
It was Cosm over at Hollywood Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's one in Dallas and there's one in LA. And
Now-
I saw Willy
Didn't
Wonka
the
in the
Sphere-
chocolate factory. What?
well, what's
Didn't the Sphere
different
make
about
tons of
Cosm?
money for the Backstreet Boys thing? Like
No, but
they
that was
made a
the
ton of
Sphere.
money.
Cosm is different. They don't change the movie at all. So there's no AI. What they do is it's kind of like Screen X on steroids. It's the whole Sphere.
Isn't the Sphere like $300 or $400 a shot?
It's overpriced for sure.
Yeah, it's too expensive.
All of Vegas is dying though.
No, Vegas is
Yeah.
dying because they're not going after. There's no cheap way to go to Vegas. I mean,
Well, they ruined what Vegas was supposed to be, the place every person could afford.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they the same problem with movie theaters. They took the everyman's art form and made it too expensive to take your family to go see.
Well, dude, you can't even get free parking in Vegas anymore.
I know.
I mean, it's
well, the corporate mentality came in, Wall Street came in, and they killed it, and they don't even understand that so much of that was hospitality. You know, they don't. Chris, you know, we in the 90s. Do you remember when Bob Stupak's Vegas World opened at the Stratosphere? So they in Vegas they had this thing where you could go to. They were building this giant tower that was going to be taller than the CN Tower, and then they abandoned it. They didn't have the money, so they stopped it and they capped it and they built a roller coaster on it that's still there right now. And this guy named
Stratosphere.
But it was called Bob Stupak's Vegas World at the time, and anybody could go there, and if you stayed there, you could get this special deal where they would give you $500 worth of chips to play. Now you had to play them, so we all would go out there. You might have like $50 or however much it costs to pay, and you'd split up your chips and you play roulette, and you put half on red and half on black because what you won was spendable. You cashed in whatever you won and you got real money back. So we could go there, do that. Hardly ever did we come up on green. And so you had free food, free places to stay. You had free money. And then you could go from casino to casino and they all gave free food. They all had coupons. Like you could get free hot dogs over there and free hot dogs over here. And then you always got free drinks and food gambling.
Yep.
So you could sit there you could go there with no money, play this Bob Stupak's game, have enough cash to enjoy the whole weekend, and we're in college. It
wasn't expensive. If you gambled, you drank for free.
Drank for free.
The Star Trek experience. Every time I went to Vegas, I always went there. And that restaurant, the Warp Core Breach, the gift shop.
Dude, I worked on the team that built that facility for 2 years.
Yeah, you worked on the whole when you're walking in, seeing all the oh my god,
that was just an article. There was just an article about Vegas. Sorry, they are focusing on the higher clientele, the people that have more money.
They don't care about lower middle class.
They're concentrating on the whales, but the thing is, all the restaurants and all the stuff, that's what they want people to go to, and nobody's going. It's dying.
Yeah, it's Vegas is dying. Like,
but it's the same mentality that's ruining movies.
That Sphere is making $2 million a day just on their fucking Wizard of Oz program show. 130 million since it's launched.
I wonder if that gets added to the box office.
It does.
Wizard of Oz.
It does.
All right.
Does it?
Yeah.
More soups here. We'll get through these. And we have more
Axel's Abode member for 15 months. Just switch Arnie with Alan Richson. Easy.
Yeah, that could have worked.
His date night movie was fun.
Man. Yeah.
Kevin James. Null White, 4146 for 5. I want an AI Uptown Saturday Night with Red Fox and Richard Pryor. Throw in the other two films as well.
You know what? You could just do that. You know?
Oh, dude, like once we get to the point where anyone could just use it and make shit, I am going to make the most ignorant blaxploitation films you've ever seen. Like, I'm not even fucking around. Like, it's going to be wild, dude.
We're gonna get Dante as Blade before the actual Blade. 311 SE for $4.99. There's still time to erase 789. There's always time to erase 789.
Yeah.
And my Blade, I have an afro.
As you should. Some Norwegian guy, member for 9 months. I'm sad to say it's real.
Yeah, some Norwegian guy. You must have seen it.
Oh,
thank you. I mean, it looks bad, but I would watch it.
Norwegian Kryptonian for 59 Norwegian kroner. Oh, it's real. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's not an AI parody. It's an actual real movie, Spermageddon. Thank
you. They don't sound proud of it, though.
311 for another 10. I'm a newbie, so I'm wondering what Alan thought of the new Wicked. Alan?
The new one?
Mm-hmm. I think they mean that sequel.
Yeah, no, we talked about it. We just talked about it. It's not as good as the first one. The first one was great. This is the conclusion to greatness.
Yep, the conclusion to greatness. 311 or another for $4.99. There should be a film threat event already. You Gen Xers, yeah. Is there another film threat event?
Yes, there is.
There's a Star Trek funeral in December. A date TBD. Will likely be a Wednesday. Start at noon and go to midnight.
Yeah. Are you guys going to wear your Star Trek gear Are you
Yes.
gonna wear?
Oh,
the
I've
uniforms?
already got my outfit.
Nice.
What day is it again? Just to make sure.
We haven't decided a day
Okay,
yet.
because
I
I
think
got to
Wait, Chris. Originals or next generation?
It's
Dante,
gonna
we
be
take
everything.
our shit very serious here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Fair
gonna be
enough.
fun. Our Star
No, it
Wars
should be
funeral
lower
was-
decks based.
Star Wars funeral was 7 hours, 7.5 hours.
Yeah, we can go longer. Stubble McShave for 20. AI vid of Elvis as Han Solo made me want to see it.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the Elvis in different things. I love it. I love it. Hey, Hollywood is having a rough time. 25 movies, many stars, 0 hits. And there's some very good films in this story. We have notes for it, but I'm kind of sad to see this happen. It's been a brutal 3 months for dramas and comedies. Badger, if you would.
25 movies, many stars, 0 hits. Hollywood falls to new lows. Over the last 3 months, Hollywood released 25 dramas and comedies, many with huge stars, strong reviews, and big marketing pushes. Not a single one became a hit. Some played to nearly empty theaters. It's not a phase, it's an evolution you can't reverse, said Kevin Goetz. Traditionally, Hollywood considers a drama or a comedy a success if it makes 50 million at the box office. Virtually none have come close. After The Hunt with Julia Roberts cost 70 million and earned 3.3 million. Kiss of the Spider Woman from Jennifer Lopez cost 30 million, earned 1.6 million. These numbers are catastrophic even by today's standards. Franchise films, horror, and anime are still drawing crowds. Predator Badlands, 40 million opening weekend. Weapons, strong horror turnout, and Infinity Castle, big anime numbers. Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, 70 million so far. But overall, the box office is hurting. October was the lowest grossing October on record, excluding 2020. This isn't a new trend, but the scale is. A-list actors are losing audiences. It has seriously begun to look like the bottom is falling out, from Variety. The biggest factor, studios killed the theatrical window. During the pandemic, the traditional 90-day exclusive theatrical window collapsed. Now some films hit digital after 17 days. The result? There is no urgency to see dramas in theaters. Comedies play easily at home, and theatrical attendance plunged. Theaters are begging studios to return to a 45-day window, but no luck so far. Studios, critics, theaters, and audiences all blame each other. Audiences complain about sequels, but don't show up for originals. Media kills films early with opening weekend headlines. And theaters charge more while blasting ads for 30 minutes at mine, 20 minutes pre-show. No one agrees on the root cause. Many well-reviewed films are tanked. Die My Love, critically adored, only 2.8 million. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, positive buzz, 21 million. Good Fortune, solid reviews, 16.3 million. And Begonia and the Smashing Machine also underperformed. Critical acclaim isn't driving ticket sales anymore. Some films may find a second life on streaming, especially if awards attention hits, but studios won't release the digital revenue numbers, so the real success or failure remains hidden. Why keep releasing dramas and comedies theatrically? Because awards eligibility requires theatrical runs. Studios still want Oscars, especially Best Picture, which can't be won without a theatrical release. Indie distributors, meanwhile, are barely hanging on. Hollywood is desperate for a drama to break the trend. 2 upcoming award hopefuls may test the market. Chloe Zhao's Hamnet, November 26th, and Marty Supreme with Timothy Chalamet, the Christmas drama. Studios are waiting to see if these can reverse the slump or confirm the new reality.
They won't.
What do you guys think? And by the way, so there are some very good films in here I saw after The Hunt.
So did
with
I.
Julia Roberts. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, but Chris, I saw
Yeah.
that movie too, and it was very, very good.
Yes.
Why would anybody think that movie was going to make money in a theater?
Yep.
You're right about that. It's very adult.
Look, I saw Anemone in the theater. I thought it was incredible. When I was watching it, I watched people walk out of it in the theater. There were only us, the guy I went with, and like a Japanese family left. I could tell you, all of us, everybody sitting on this panel could look at any one of these movies and go, don't release this theatrically. Yeah. Because you still have to make a film, a movie. These movies are so far up their own asses. And I think a lot of them are great. But these appeal to maybe 5% of the population. And that's the population entirety, not the 5% that actually, I'm talking about 5% of the population. And of that 5%, how many go to the movies? And of the people going to the movies, how many would go to these? And it's 0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to go. And it used to be like, I'll give you an example. And I always go back to this. Paul Newman's The Verdict. When that movie came out, it had a big star in Paul Newman. And Paul Newman's character was put in a position, he was a burnt out lawyer with nothing to lose. And he was going to take on one final case. He was a mythic character. He might as well have been a gunfighter in the Old West. And it's Paul Newman. And you want to know, is he going to win or is he going to lose? And not only was it one of the great performances of his career that he should have won an Oscar for, audiences wanted to know if he was going to win or if he was going to lose, because it was Paul Newman fighting a battle. And you wanted to know if he was going to be victorious. And so that got people to go in. That's why adults went to those dramas, because they related to the central themes of those movies. You go and watch After the Hunt. It's not even about cancel culture, which I thought it was. It was this oblique, sort of Baroque examination of academia today. And again, that would appeal to how many people in the audience? You can get somebody to go see anything if you provide them with an intellectual kernel of an idea that they have to understand. They have to believe. Weapons did it. An entire school, entire class of kids ran out of their houses at 2:17 and disappeared forever. That's an irresistible hook. If you could figure out a way to give an irresistible hook to a drama, people would go see it because they're like, I got to know what happened. And After the Hunt, you watch it and you're like, do I have to see that?
Also, by the way, every character is kind of an asshole. Like every character is not a real. I feel it was.
Are you talking about After the Hunt? Or?
After the Hunt, yeah.
After
the Hunt. All the characters they're imperfect people. That's the best thing you can say.
Who
and
thought
then
Smashing Machine
do horrible.
I'm just saying, who thought Smashing Machine or Christie or Begonia or any of these movies were going to make a bunch of? Those are niche movies.
I don't think anyone thought they were going to make money.
But then they're lamenting that they didn't make money.
No, but those are all awards movies, and I think that's the big.
But awards movies used to be also the most successful movies.
Yes,
you know, I mean, Hollywood. If you look, if you go back in time, even prestige pictures like Gandhi were really well regarded, and people went because they knew they're seeing epic filmmaking. You know, I was like, I don't want to go see Gandhi when I was in high school. I went and saw it, and I loved it. I'm like, this movie rules.
Forrest Gump would flop so fucking hard if it came out right now.
No, I don't think it would. Here,
I think it would.
No, let me show you.
You've ruined everyone. Let me
show
is
you. These are the top. Sorry, hold on. Let me remove that and that. Okay, these are the top 10 movies of 2025. They all have basically one thing in common. They're all event films. There was a lot of they're big over the top. They promoted it as if these were the greatest movies ever.
Actually, Sinners wasn't an event film,
and Sinners is the only one that's not a sequel or a known commodity.
Right, but in terms of like Forrest Gump was an event movie. There's so much hype behind it, the technology behind it. People had to see it. But when you're talking about Smashing Machine, well, The Rock got prosthetics on his face. That's hardly an event film. It's about a guy who's basically an introvert and a low energy. That's not an event film whatsoever. I mentioned before, I saw a documentary on William Wyler, and when he made Ben-Hur was a response to the fact that movie theaters were dying because of television. And the only thing that movie theaters could do was create epic event movies like Ben-Hur, and they spent a lot of money on Ben-Hur. The production costs on Ben-Hur, the chariots, the horses, all of that stuff. They made an epic film, and people went out to see that event film,
and it's still epic.
And I still think that people only go to movie theaters nowadays because of these event films.
Well, I think Rob made a good point, but I think I'm going to clarify it a little bit more, because I think there's a difference between a film and a movie, right? People want to go to the movies. And don't get me wrong, there are people who love film like we do, and we'll go support like smaller movies and things like that. And there is an audience for that. But if you're trying to hit the majority, man, you need movies. And when I say movies, you need movies where like things that people generally all want to go watch. Like, we all can like laugh and shit on Minecraft all day. I had a good time. It was a fun movie, right? I'm sitting there, I have my popcorn. It was goofy as hell, but I had fun. It was a good time. People want to have a good time in the theater. Even if it's a horror film, they want to have a good time in the theater. And when you have all these things working against you, when you have ticket price working against you, because that's a huge factor. When you have the fact that it will be on streaming in 17 days, that is an issue. That is a factor against you, right? There's all these things that are against you succeeding now. And don't even get me started on actors destroying their own property before it even comes out, right? Like, no one wants to go watch a movie where you don't like the people who are in it.
Yeah.
When I saw Wicked, this current one, I had to almost like force myself to go in, because I'm so turned off by Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, but I did it anyway. And that's rare, because I'll rarely ever do that. If I don't like people in the movie, I just won't go watch it.
I honestly thought that The Hunt was an Amazon Prime like movie, exclusive movie. I didn't even know.
I did too.
It is on Amazon. It is on Amazon, but it was in theaters, and they spent nearly $100 million on a movie about people talking in rooms.
But Julia Roberts got paid her full boat. She got like 20 million to be in it.
Oh no, that's insane. That's crazy.
And that's I mean, that movie should have cost less than $10 million. And you look at movies like, you think about one of my favorite comedies from the early 80s was Tootsie. And if you look at Tootsie, it had a big star in Dustin Hoffman and to a certain extent Jessica Lange. But it was a movie that was sort of set in the real world, quote unquote, the real world, where it had a high concept in that Dustin Hoffman was impersonating a woman, which is funny, but it was also a legitimately great movie.
Now it's old hat.
It was, yeah, but if you watch it now, it's still a great movie, because it has both romantic, sweet subplot, it has a high concept hook, and the story it's telling is wildly entertaining, because it's like set in the real world. And if you look at a movie like another comedy that did really well, The First Hangover, that movie was the same thing. You had a high concept story. The filmmaking was great. It looked like a glossy Hollywood production, and yet it was really funny. And it was a gigantic hit, because when you went and saw it, it was an event movie, but it was also a comedy. And they used to make comedies were event films. Beverly Hills Cop was an event movie.
You guys keep saying event movies, like that's what. Do you realize that Doomsday is probably going to flop too, and that's the most event movie of all event movies, and that's because they've released too much shit.
Yeah, that's right. They've ruined it.
Well, there's another element to the event movie. It's the willingness of the audience to see it again and again and again in the theater.
But
Minecraft is a movie that kids saw over and over and over again. Same with Lilo and
Chicken
Stitch.
Jockey.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's what makes, you have the event movie. You've got to make a movie that people want to see again. I mean, we had a chance, Chris and I, to talk to Ryan Coogler on Sunday. And I brought this up. It was, you made a movie that people were willing to spend money on, to get a sitter for, to, you're going to pay that $100 bill for 3 people to see your movie. And he understood that he has to deliver in all his movies that value that people are going to pay into it. And
just real quick,
you talk about
because
the
budget's $900 million, and there's no way they're going to make fucking 3. It's going to flop just on how much money they've spent on the 2 movies, let alone.
Ryan Coogler said his family, they never went on family vacations. They just went to the movies all the time. So he really was like, had a family, geared towards going to see film. But this Julia Roberts movie, very good movie. It's a streaming movie. It's not the kind of movie that audiences flock to the theater to see. It's also a movie for an older audience.
But it also doesn't
I liked a lot.
When you talk about dramas, though, you also want compelling stories. So when I think of like drama movies, I think of like The Green Mile, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, Good Will Hunting. Those are compelling stories that you end up talking to people about afterwards, and then they get excited and want to go see that movie too. Word of mouth spreads. Like you have that creativity to tell these compelling stories alongside casting the actors to give incredible performances. And I don't think that all of the things right now that are just pushing up against Hollywood, streaming, the current crop of actors, also the past actors ruining their reputations and not wanting people or not, and now like people not wanting to support them, because you had that whole celebrity blackout thing where people are just like, I don't want to follow you because you don't say things that I like, or like you're not authentic. Celebrity and social media have completely killed them. Like it's killed celebrities. So people just don't want to follow them anymore because they've completely like ruined, I guess, like their image of them.
Billy Bob
to where
Thornton
I don't
was
like
just
what
saying
you're saying.
this.
Just act. You're better when you're just acting, and then you don't want to go and support or watch their movies. So like you don't know when like these great movies with all of these compelling stories, especially with dramas. With dramas, it has to be something to pull you into the theater, something that you're going to talk about afterwards and tell your friends, like, you have to go and see this movie because it is so good. I don't think that type of creativity exists anymore. Or if it does, it's stifled because they're just working on other things that are already attached to current IPs. They don't trust in these types of risks in telling these dramatic stories because there's just no money in it. But these dramatic stories are the ones that you really remember. Like if I say Good Will Hunting, you remember that scene with Matt Damon and Robin Williams. You remember those performances that were put in. Talking about The Green Mile, you remember Tom Hanks. You remember like those performances. They're great movies, but when was the last great drama that pulled you into the theater that you can remember? Like these incredible performances. There's nothing right now.
I think you just nailed something that has been really forgotten. One, people don't know how, but if you think about, like, you could take a list of 10 just off the top of your head. A Few Good Men, Tom Cruise movie, courtroom drama, but that film feels epic in its stakes and in the story that it's telling. And you have Demi Moore's in it, Tom Cruise is in it, and the comedian. It's just these three characters.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon's
not
in
a
it.
comedian, but yeah, Kevin Pollock.
But what you have in that movie is you have a mythic story of these characters going up against a man, and Jack Nicholson's character, and the idea of discipline and military and what is right and what is wrong. And when you watch that film, it's mythic in its storytelling. And you feel the actual stakes, and you're being put through a story that could be 1,000 years, 2,000 years old, because the great stories have endured. It is from a play, but the play is almost it's still very, very similar, but it's still an incredible tale. And the thing about The Green Mile, incredible tale, where Shawshank Redemption, you're watching these fully realized stories that have nuance, and they're dealing with 100,000 different issues along the way. And I don't think people know what that is anymore. And then, like you said, they're not. Ryan Coogler with Sinners, he got a bit of that in there. When you're watching Sinners, you're dropped into this world. You're in this post-slavery Southern world which is a heady combination of Chinese immigrants and Native Americans and the Black culture and the world itself that you're dropped into. You've never seen this before, not in this way. And then you meet these two characters that work for Al Capone that have moved in, and it has so much going on. When you watch it, you feel it's a full meal. you're seeing something that is working on a number of different levels. And I think that's why it connected. It didn't just connect because Ryan Coogler made a Black Panther movie or two.
Right.
It was a true vision that we'd never seen. That was a story that we could feel, and we were taken on a journey that was really interesting. And when you went and saw it in a theater, you felt, wow, man, this experience with this cinematography and these actors and everything that was going on, this is what I went to movie theaters for. And the people running Hollywood are not fans of movies. They don't know. And so that's why we're not. How do you have a group of people running an industry that doesn't even understand why the industry is what it is?
And they don't know film history. They don't know film. They don't know film history. It's important to know film history.
You know what I think of when I think of a drama movie today? I think of something that they want to like insert some sort of message into. That's what I think of when I think of a drama movie. That's why, like, when you guys mentioned The Hunt and the fact that you liked it, I'm surprised by that, because when I watched the trailer, I was like, "What is this trash?"
Yeah, I hated the trailer.
The trailers are
another agenda-filled drama movie that they're putting out there to teach the audience some type of lesson. Like that's what I think of now when I think of a drama movie that comes from Hollywood. I don't think of these compelling stories, these very humanistic stories, well-rounded stories with well-rounded characters. I don't think of that anymore. That's something of the past. I feel like Hollywood now uses like the drama category in order to push some sort of agenda-driven movie. That's what I think of.
Steph, you are 100% right. I saw the trailer myself. I was invited to a screening where Julia Roberts was going to be there, and I was like, I don't want to see this movie. The trailer looked god awful. The movie itself is actually a very good of a kind of drama they used to make, and it's also a great critique of the elitist BS academia.
Yeah,
and
but
the kinds of choices people make.
It doesn't have the mythic story in it, though.
Right.
It's the stories. Like, I like the movie a great deal, but it's like the movie went out of its way to not focus on what you normally would have thought. Like Steph said, it looked like this issue-driven film, cancel culture and academia. It wasn't that. It had to do with marriage. It had to do with all different kinds of things. And so it was a very adult movie. But
all this waxing poetic is ignoring the fact that we've continuously stated we are not in that world anymore. Forrest Gump would flop these days because no one gives a shit about Tom Hanks because he's ruined his public persona, because people don't want to take a chance on an auteur vision. They don't want to, that doesn't exist anymore. That is not the world we're in.
That movie is a timeless execution.
Yes, it is. It's timeless because of the time it was released. And so it lodged itself firmly in the zeitgeist. And that would not happen if it was released today. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? There's no more movie stars except for Tom.
Part of this is the death of the monoculture, in the sense that when we all, I remember talking about movies like Kramer versus Kramer of all films. Like that was the movie everybody went to see. Everybody went to see. Certain dramas were very big. Certain comedies were very big.
Oh my God, dude! When I saw 12 Monkeys, I remember I was telling everybody about that movie. I remember I wanted to sit down and just talk with people who saw it so we can just digest what we just watched. Like I remember being excited about watching 12 Monkeys just because it was so different than anything that was out at the time. And Alan probably made the best point here. There's no more repeat business. Right? Like movies thrived on repeat business, man. I saw Batman 89 probably 10 times in the theater, and I'm not even exaggerating with that number. Like I remember just going weekend after weekend to watch Batman 89.
17 days.
People aren't doing that shit anymore. They're not going to the movies, multiple times. They'll watch it once. If you're lucky, they'll watch it once. Right? And after that, it's over. They'll wait the 20 days for it to come on streaming.
For it to be on streaming. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I'm wondering if Wicked Part 2 is going to do as good as Wicked Part 1, because of the rewatchability of that. Like I went and saw the first one 3 times. This one I'm just one and done. I don't need to go and see it again.
Yeah. I feel the same way. One and done.
I'll make up for both of you then.
Yeah, you will. Hey, something I know will cause no argument whatsoever. Wait, Rob, did you have a point?
Well, I would also say that one of the problems that we also have as well is we now live in a very illiterate culture. where
Yeah.
people aren't reading and they don't know what mythical storytelling is anymore. And it's a shift in our culture. It's a shift in our educational system. It's a shift in our shared values. And like you said, Chris, it's the death of the monoculture as well.
Yep. But
people don't even know what these kinds of stories are. And it's interesting when you go back and you watch. I've maintained that great stories are self-evident. I think anybody that is given a great story, they can't resist it. You know, there's a truth in that kind of storytelling. So when you go back and you watch, pick your favorite movie, you watch a movie like Back to the Future and study it. Watch the first 15 minutes of that movie and ask yourself, just forget that you've seen it before. Watch it for what it does and try and understand, how does that draw you in and how does it make you want to keep watching it? What is it about the way that story unfolds? And I think there's a lack of understanding because people aren't reading anymore and they don't understand that it's all literary. It comes from how literature used to unfold in establishing characters, establishing milieus, establishing situations. And we don't have that. It's not part of it used to be just part of our general education. We don't even get that anymore.
Rob, I agree with that to a certain point, but I think at the same time too, man, like, you know, when you're talking about entertainment, right? Like when I watched Star Wars as a kid, when I watched The Empire Strikes Back,
yeah,
I wasn't well read. I just knew that I loved that film.
But that film was made by people who were. And they knew cinema history. They had watched. I mean, Star Wars comes so much from Kurosawa, and then it comes from Joseph Campbell. It comes from people that had a great general education. So they even understood, okay, if you're going to establish something, even doing special effects, part of the reason that we've seen effects work die is because people don't understand the idea of cause and effect. You know, when CG came out, we used to see, like, if you watch Lost in Space, the Lost in Space 98 movie, there's a big space battle at the beginning of that film. It's just a cacophony of noise. Nobody understands that even in a big space battle, you have to tell a story. You have to establish character. You have to establish a situation. And that was done by people in Star Wars when they're making the Battle of the Death Star. They understand, okay, there's an obstacle. And we, within the Battle of the Death Star, have to set up this story that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And if you just watch that battle, it tells a literary story. And we have lost that ability. And
But
a lot of the people that,
like it was the audience's problem. That's not our problem. That's people making movies' problem. They need to hire people not based on DEI measures like they were doing,
the audience too. Even as a kid, children's entertainment was.
Dante didn't know fuck all about anything when he watched Star Wars, just like he said. Neither did I when I watched a lot of those films. In fact, it would be greater that people don't know shit about mythology because they think all these ideas are new and fantastical when they're all just
missing my point.
Things.
Even children's entertainment back then was teaching kids how to understand a story. So if you watch animation, if you watch Looney Tunes, if you watched old, those stories are incredibly literate. And nowadays, when you're watching children's entertainment, look at how it shifted. And look at how things have changed.
No, you're 100% correct. And they've admitted to it. They are writing stories for second screen viewing, so that it's completely dumbing down the script. It's completely doing explicit dialogue, telling you exactly what is happening, or having the actors tell you exactly what is happening, because people are so distracted, or because they just aren't really paying attention. They don't have those types of skills to actually pay attention for a movie. So everything is dumbed down. They have said that. Yes,
yeah,
they are dumbing down the scripts.
Actually, I saw a video.
That's why like children's stories or children's programming is dumbed down, because kids aren't just sitting there and watching. They're doing multiple things. I've seen these things on TikTok and everything. They're on an iPad, they're on an iPhone, and they're watching something on TV. Like it is all for second screen viewing. And unfortunately, because a lot of these movies go to streaming within like 30 days, a lot of the movies are made for second screen viewing.
I watched
dumbed down scripts.
There was a video I saw today
on their phones, but also having a movie in the background.
There was a video I saw today that said when The Simpsons first was being written, when it first came out, you had all the writers who had this vast knowledge of our culture. and they were imbuing Simpsons episodes with that kind of everything, all humor from all over the place, references from literature, references from our pop culture. And now the people that write The Simpsons are people that grew up watching The Simpsons. So they don't have the knowledge that the people that they created, who created the original Simpsons in the first place, Matt Groening, and what Matt Groening came from with his Life in Hell comic and stuff before he created The Simpsons. He had a life. He had a vast knowledge that he was drawing from, where his humor was derived from. And nowadays, people don't have that vast knowledge. All they've done is like the writers of Star Trek. All they're doing is writing Buffy and Angel episodes inside Star Trek because they haven't read literature. They haven't lived lives. They haven't traveled. They haven't done anything. And so we're getting these people that don't know how to tell literature. They don't have a literature background. They don't have the storytelling background that we used to get, that everybody used to get with a general education. We don't have that anymore. And part of it is like what you just said. Kids don't have an attention span. They're not learning. And even children's education or children's programming was way smarter back then because it was drawing on myth and literature.
Yeah, people, when it comes to literacy, do gooder.
But literacy also comes with watching movies. You know, you have to be illiterate. You have to understand how to watch movies. You know, and that's a learned skill.
And look, Rob, to some degree, I definitely much agree with that, right? Like, I remember watching certain Looney Tune cartoons where they were spoofing Citizen Kane, right? I had no idea what fucking Citizen Kane was, right? Until I watched Citizen Kane, and then I remember that Looney Tunes cartoon, and I'm like, okay, I get it now.
But that cartoon still worked.
It worked on its own. But I did have a better appreciation of it, and I do agree that, you know, the art of filmmaking is being lost in the way of storytelling. There's a lot of, you know, special effects, and there's technology, there's the whole deal. I don't think in a technical way we're failing. I think we're failing in a storytelling aspect of filmmaking. But again, at this point though, man, like even if we were to correct all of this, if we were to fix all this, I think we're too far along now where the industry has hurt themselves so badly. I don't know if there's any salvaging like the theater going experience anymore. I think we'll still have streaming. I think streaming isn't going away anytime soon. I think the theater though, and this is what we're talking about here with box office, I think so much damage has been done. Like, even if they were to get their shit together, I don't know if there's a way to save that experience, man. I still think, and I've been saying this for, you know, probably a year now. You guys have heard me say this over and over. I give it about 10 years, man, before we're down to boutique theaters. Like, I just don't think they're saving the multiplex. I think the AMC is gone. I think the Regal is gone. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I disagree. I mean, and it always comes down to tell.
How can you disagree with this?
I'm telling you how. I'm telling you.
Okay.
How. You tell good stories. Godzilla -1, a good story. Minecraft. We may not be for us, but it was a good story. It's up to the studios, it's up to filmmakers to tell stories that engage us, that speak to our hearts. I mean, I don't know how Christopher Nolan made $1 billion with Oppenheimer, but he told a really good story with that.
But we all know that was very special, Alan. Like that Barbie.
That's all you do is you make special movies. You stop making garbage. You make special movies. It's not. Quite frankly, it's not that hard to do. And
but the shooter can't
and we're not.
survive
Hold
on
on. There's the last point here. And
Okay.
we're not teaching this. Kids who are going to college, who are learning to write and learning to tell stories, they're not getting any of this stuff there. And that's why, there comes a point where we just have to stop, look at, reflect and consider what movies do we love? Why did it touch our hearts? Why did it make us want to see it again and replicate that? And it's possible you can do that. But no one wants to do that. They're looking for the quick buck, the $1 billion movie, which is not going to happen anymore.
But here's right, Alan. I agree with that to some degree. But okay, number one, studios are spending, like we said, way too much money to make these movies. Right now, you could point out 3 or 4 special films that everybody went to go see. But we're talking about 365 days out of a year, right? Can a theater survive off 4 special movies?
Well, okay, no, but the formula has been there for a very long time, and we have forgotten the formula, and we need to go back to the formula, and that's the problem. Where we're chasing the message over the formula.
Right. But see, we know all that. We've known. All you have to do back. This is Chris's fucking
Yeah, I
point
know,
about
but
turning the. We know what to do.
Studios.
It's we know it's all possible. But is it probable? Like, even if Ellison makes 30 fucking movies a year and uses AI to look through all their data to see exactly what we want, and all those movies are great, what are the chances that we've already, as Robert says, no one knows how to watch movies, and the people making them didn't watch it, so their shit is redundant and self-referential. We have ruined the water.
Right, but I'm not willing to give up on this. I'm not willing to buy into the idea that we're creatively bankrupt.
Well, horror has proved that this year.
Yeah.
Horror. Warner Brothers alone made over $1.2 billion with their horror film output between the Conjuring Last Rites. I think it might have crossed $1 billion or $500 million this weekend. And then you had Final Destination. After 14 years, they brought that back. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Weapons, an original movie, $38 million spend, made $250 million plus. You know, Companion, which not a lot of people saw, was a great movie, a great genre film, made for a price, made for $10 million. They should have marketed it better. More people should have gone because it was a great time in the theater. So horror as a genre, because it still works and everybody understands it, is doing great at the box office, and it's doing great theatrically. And that question is why? Why is horror doing so well? Horror just from one studio, from Warner Brothers.
Because we like to see people suffer when we're in a dystopia.
Well, I mean, to answer your question seriously, horror connects with people emotionally. And that's why people go back. They want to, it's not just sitting there and watching a story unfold before you. It's being engaged in that story. It's feeling emotional about that story. And horror, of all the genres, is all about emotion and feeling and engagement. And that's why they do well. And the thing that studio is doing so smart is they're pricing it correctly. They're putting the right budget behind it so that they do make money doing that.
So why aren't all movies following that then? What I don't understand is,
well, to your point, people don't know how to tell stories anymore.
But why does After the Fall end up costing almost $100 million, and then they go make a $38 million movie like Weapons, and Weapons smokes?
Well, we answered that one.
No, I know. I was just rhetorical.
No, because we got rid of a lot of people that knew how to do more with less. We got a lot of industry. You know, this is like just a real quick. When they stopped doing a certain type of warfare, like actual literal warfare, all of their sniper experts and all this all ground, like they lost the ability to do it. And then when they had to do it again for ground warfare, they had to, oh shit, no one knows how to do this, and we don't have any of our experts. They had to bring back a bunch of people because it only takes 10 years to lose an entire trade of people who know how to do something really, really well.
Here's
all
the
you
answer.
get are outliers like Godzilla, who know
Here's
how
the
to
answer.
do more with
This
less.
is the campaign I want to start. Let white men write stories again.
Well, let white men who are over 60 write stories.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I mean, but it is. I mean, this is, I think, a greater societal problem, and movies are just one example where we can point to and look at it. I mean, I think across the board, we have become, as a civilization, we don't even believe in our civilization anymore. We don't even agree on what are the foundational principles that define us. And that's a real problem when we don't all agree that what is right and what is wrong, what is truth and what is not. And that's another big problem that's playing into where we're at as a people. And I think that's also problematic, and entertainment is just one example of that.
I think a huge way to save the theaters, and I know it's not the theater's fault necessarily, is maybe just out of goodwill, man. Maybe ticket prices need to go down, right? Like maybe make it affordable for a family of 4 to go to a fucking movie without spending $200, right? Like maybe start with that. Like that might help.
But there's not enough movies in theaters to keep enough people coming in during the week, you know, that they can survive.
And then Ellison says, we'll release 30 movies.
And it goes all the way back to what I said. Because of all of these factors, And look, and it pains me to say, because I love the movies, man. Like, movies were my saving grace growing up, man. Like, I grew up in the hood, you know, gang bangers, drug dealers, the whole deal, right? Movies for me was like my safe haven. I can go to the movie theater and I can forget about all the garbage and all the bullshit that was going on in my neighborhood. I didn't have to worry about, like, you know, watching my back because I was wearing the wrong fucking color that day, right? Like, I love fucking movie theaters, man. And it pains me to even think that they can go away one day. But I feel like that's where we're at right now, right? Where we've gotten to this point where I don't know how you save it, honestly, at this point. Like realistically.
I will go to the movies and spend the money on good storytelling. Like I will. I'm with Alan. Let white men write some stories again. Trim the fat in Hollywood. Get rid of all of the activists and start being entertaining again. Start writing compelling stories again. Get back into that, entertaining the audience. Practically everyone in Hollywood has ruined their reputations. Disney has ruined their reputations. They're no longer a family brand. They're trying to rebuild that and get the trust back in the audience. Like that's what they need to do, because people will spend the money to go and watch something that is good. I wouldn't mind them lowering the ticket prices, not gonna lie. Like that would help them, or make like special low ticket days or something like that. But just start making compelling stories and stop trying to be activists and using your Hollywood platform to preach to the audience instead of to entertain them.
Let's get into one last topic.
Yeah, I gotta
today.
go. I gotta go. So,
Alan.
Are you going to see anything, Alan?
No, a bunch of appointments for the wife today. So
Okay. He's seeing Wicked for Good again.
yeah, I gotta take my wife to see Wicked for Good.
Okay, see you, Alan. We'll talk to you later this week. Okay. One last topic for today. It is before the holiday. And of course, Rotten Tomatoes put together a list of the best Thanksgiving movies, according to RT.
Are there really that many Thanksgiving movies to put together?
There are
list?
a lot. You'd be shocked. These are
haven't seen half
70.
of them,
they found 70 of the best ones. So we'll go down this list. Any guesses?
I have no idea.
Favorites? What do you think? No? All right.
Well, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, well, that one.
Yeah, that's like the only one I could think of.
That would be near the top for me, but let's go.
Maybe
down.
Thanksgiving, the horror film. I don't know.
Oh wait, it's okay. Shoot,
Thanksgilling.
Let me. There are 70. We'll start from the bottom.
Ew.
At 3%, Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler, who played two parts in that film.
No.
That might be one of the worst ones I've ever watched.
Yeah,
one of the worst comedies of all time. Hanging Up at number 69.
Never heard. But look what they get on Rotten Tomatoes. 13%. Why is that on any list?
Right.
Because they had to pad it because there's not that many Thanksgiving movies.
I think these are 70 of the Thanksgiving movies, and in order of
maybe they should have done the top 25.
Like they wanted 100 and they couldn't get it, so they topped out at 70.
Let's see. Hanging Up, never heard of it. Not Cool.
Should've done
number
69.
Shane Dawson.
Sweet November, number 67. Keanu Reeves. Dutch.
Oh, Dutch.
Oh, I love Dutch.
I forgot that movie existed.
So did
my God, my dad loves Dutch. I used to watch that movie growing up.
There you go, Dutch. Friendsgiving, which came out in 2020, and I never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
The Vanished also came out in 2020. Freebirds.
Oh, Freebirds. That's a good one.
Remember that? Number 63. Are The Prince and Me at number 62.
I love that movie, but I'm a girl.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh,
Beethoven.
Finally, a good one.
That's a good
There's
one.
the one we can all agree on. Son-in-Law.
Also a good one.
Oh my God, with Pauly Shore.
Yeah, Carla Gugino. Yes.
We will never get through these. Mall Cop, Paul Blart Mall Cop.
All right.
With Kevin James, number 59. Holiday. I have not heard of half of these movies.
There's a good reason.
Yeah. At 45%. The Wiz? Wait, how is that a Thanksgiving movie?
Oh,
okay.
No, wait, wasn't that a Christmas movie?
What? Okay, because fucking Die Hard takes place at a Christmas party, and I get told all the time it's not a Christmas movie just because these take place at Thanksgiving. Some of these are not Thanksgiving movies, just because it happens to be at the time.
Wiz. I don't know
If we're
about
going
that.
with that rule,
How does the Wiz only have a 38% rating?
38%.
Come
That
on,
is
man.
criminal, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
I want to ease on down that road again.
Yeah, that is criminal.
What's cooking at number 56?
Don't know it.
I
Bro,
don't
Dennis
know it either.
Haysbert.
The Object of My Affection from 1998, number 55. Four Brothers from 2005.
That
Good
was a
movie,
decent
but
film.
It was
Yeah.
a decent film.
Well,
That's
it
like a
wasn't great,
revenge.
but it was.
They killed their fucking foster mom and they go on a revenge.
Oh my gosh.
It's hardly a Thanksgiving movie, but all
I mean,
right.
it takes place at Thanksgiving, but
Sure. The loosest definition.
I think this list proves there are not a lot of Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Beach Dad. I agree.
Stuck in Love at number 53. Turkey Hollow. Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow. I didn't even know about this movie. Number 52. Squanto, A Warrior's Tale. Crickets from Everyone. Number 52.
I don't. 1994.
The War at
know it.
Home. Should we skip to the top 10? I have
Yeah.
never heard
Yeah,
House of
this is
Yes.
like the thinnest list
Don't know
I've
it.
ever seen, man.
Don't know it.
This- Now, The Oath was kind of fun, actually. Number 48. The Oath takes place at Thanksgiving. I'm going to scroll up to Blindside.
Grumpy.
these are-
Grumpy Old Men is good.
Oh, wait,
That is not a
Grumpy Old
Thanksgiving movie. Just because
Yes,
they eat
but
Thanksgiving one time in it.
a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving at number 38.
Oh.
This list is sus. Big Chill, number 36. What?
How is
Big
that a
Chill?
Thanksgiving? Oh, I guess these are movies you can watch at Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Or that came
Or
out
they
around
take
Thanksgiving?
place at Thanksgiving?
I mean, I love
Rocky
the Big
2.
Chill, but it doesn't take place at Thanksgiving. It's about a funeral.
Yeah. What about Rocky 2? I mean,
because there's
Wait,
a scene
what?
of them
Is it around
cutting the turkey.
Thanksgiving? I don't know.
That doesn't have any of that in there.
I've never
You've
seen
got
Rocky.
mail. At number
Oh, I love
34.
You've Got Mail.
Same,
Yeah.
but is it a Thanksgiving?
It's not a
film?
Thanksgiving movie.
My Blue Heaven, number 32. Day Trippers. These are some starting over with Burt Reynolds and Jill Clayburgh and Candice Bergen.
I saw that in the theater.
I know who those people are, but no one watching, probably very few people know about
Avalon is a great movie.
Is it a Thanksgiving movie?
I'd watch it at Thanksgiving. But
Yeah.
it's not about
Les Bomb.
Oh no.
Oh, this is
Oh my
actually about
God.
Thanksgiving.
She's got to have it, a Thanksgiving movie at number 26. Really? Holiday Inn at number 20. The Santa
The Santa Claus.
Isn't that kind of a Christmas movie? Adam's Family Values. I do remember that does take place. There's a
Yeah.
Funny
They do a
thing.
whole turkey play.
yeah. Okay, maybe not. Tadpole, number 22. Prisoners.
Oh yeah, that's an
Bro.
uplifting. There's a Thanksgiving movie.
I would
What
not
are we
wa-
doing?
What is this list? Instant Family, number 20. Mistress America, number 19. Soul Food, number 18. Scent of a Woman.
Hoo-ah.
What? This is a
What is this
terrible
list?
list. Pieces of April with Katie Holmes. I like that film. Little indie movie, actually. Thanksgiving, directed by Eli Roth at number 15. Well, at least Thanksgiving is in the title. One True Thing, number 14. The Ice Storm.
That movie's about the apocalypse. Come on, I love it, but come on.
It's a weird film. I would not watch that at all with family.
No way, but it's great.
At number 13, Spider-Man, the first
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Remember when they have the Thanksgiving Day scene?
Oh,
in it?
yeah,
right.
they do have
And
Thanksgiving.
she
in
slaps
that
his
movie.
hand for trying to touch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody's Fool, number 11. Any guesses what's in the top 10?
I have no idea.
I'm afraid.
I have no idea. Number 10, Silver Linings Playbook with Bradley Cooper.
These are just not Thanksgiving movies.
No.
Hannah and Her Sisters at number 9. There are very few of these movies I'd even recommend watching at Thanksgiving.
Grumpy Old Men, watch that and the sequel.
The Humans from 2021 at number 8. Number 7, Rocky. Great movie. How is it a Thanksgiving film?
I don't know.
We'll see. Fantastic Mr. Fox, number 6. Number 5. Planes and Automobiles from 1987. 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Nice score. But number 5, what do you think's in 4, 3, 2, 1?
I have no idea.
Okay. Krisha.
Never heard of it.
I've never heard of it. I don't know.
Tensions rise at a Thanksgiving gathering when a troubled woman reunites with the extended family she abandoned. Wow. Miracle on 34th Street is number 3.
That's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
It even says in the synopsis, in this Christmas classic.
Rotten Tomatoes, you failed again. Number 2 is Knives Out.
Wow.
I mean,
because it's a family that gets together to,
I know, but they didn't. It's not like they got together on Thanksgiving.
No.
And the number 1 Thanksgiving film, according to Rotten Tomatoes, is The Gold Rush with Charlie Chaplin from 1925. Gather the family and let's watch it as we do every Thanksgiving.
By the way, shout out to our viewer that brought up the coffee table.
The coffee table is definitely, that would be, oh my God. Wow. That list sucks.
Put White Devils on that list. They had Thanksgiving maybe at one point in time in their history. That fucking counts. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. We're putting that out theatrically.
Let's wrap up with soups.
Ryan for $1.99. Is this panel AI? Let's see if the hands look real. They can do hands
They
now, by
look
the way.
real.
They can do hands now.
Fingers.
Doing spirit fingers. Pilgrim Media for 2. You get woke, you go broke. Mic drop, even though.
Boom. Thank you.
Even though Castle Grayskull, shout out for 2. Happy 5th anniversary, LGPM. Robert, Dieter, and Max.
That was yesterday. But thank you, Castle Grayskull.
That's great.
She's in Montreal. Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Graph Web for 2. In the name of all that is holy, hashtag cancel Disney Plus.
Thank you, Graph Web. We appreciate you.
Ulf for $4.99. The next big hit will be Kevin Smith's new project, A Normal Sexual, the Chris Gore story. It already has all the star power it needs.
Well, thank you, Ulf. We had Kevin Smith on last week, and he was gushing about early film threat, and I had to get him back on track. And
did he cry?
Stop talking about me in his interview. But it was really fun. We'll have him back.
Movies America for 5. We're getting closer to the world of WALL-E, and people being too cheap and lazy to go to the movies is proof of that, unless Spermaggedon saves movies.
I'm going to see Spermageddon. We will review it on this channel.
I would go see that in a theater.
I will. Yeah, I will make Alan watch it.
311 for $9.99. Yesterday was JFK Assassination Day, so I'd like to ask the panel about Oliver Stone's JFK 1990.
I love that movie.
I love that movie. The score by John Williams is epic. I love that film. I'm not sure about the actual truth.
Well, it's a myth. You got to look at it as a myth about the death of America. But it's the filmmaking is insane. The score is insane. The cat who isn't in JFK.
And by the way, that film fueled by cocaine.
Yeah, as most
and
good
also
ones are.
Sally Kirkland is briefly in that movie, and Sally Kirkland passed away a couple weeks ago.
Oh wow!
And she was you could always meet her with Robert Forster at the Silver Spoon on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Robert Forster passed away.
Yeah, they were always there, and they would talk to you. You could walk up to them and talk to them about anything.
Oh my God, that's great.
Stubble McShave for 20. Rain Man was the most profitable movie of 1980. $4.88. Wheel of Fortune.
Wow.
Gotta get home. Watch it for sure. Wheel of Fortune.
That's a great film.
Zuka Bites for $4.99. I watched Chainsaw Man, Reza Arc in the cinema twice, both times packed full of people laughing and crying together. Beautiful, powerful film.
Yeah, I got to catch up and see that. Thank you for that.
Essie again for $9.99. I want to love Sinners so bad, but the travel through black music scene was cringe, and all my enemies on X are telling me otherwise. It came out of nowhere. Just watch From Dusk Till Dawn. You'll be fine.
It's the world between worlds, man.
Because that's a popular concept that everyone likes. I don't know. Everyone has chat aids. Sorry, I can't see what your actual name is. For 10, poor storytelling / writing. Flicks are boring, mid, and uninspiring. Imagination is bankrupt. Writers aren't storytelling from their heads / hearts. Plus, I think he meant trailers are too long and aren't compelling. Yeah, really that first part is what it is. You ruined everyone's goodwill with poor storytelling and writing, and we know why, because of who they hired. And now there's just no one's going to the movies and dropping $20+ to take a chance on anything. It has to be a proven commodity, and even those have people burnt out, i.e. Doomsday's got some real work ahead of it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm really interested to see what happens with that movie. And even though I've made a conscious choice to make myself excited for it, I made a
$900 million budget means it has to make some ridiculous amount, like 2.2 billion or something, to see. Yeah. Like, it's insane.
I do believe that the trailer for Avengers Doomsday in front of Avatar is the most important trailer in the history of cinema. Not because but just because if it doesn't work,
we're cooked.
Yeah,
it means they cannot. If Robert coming back, and the biggest thing ever, if they can't reignite it, we're fucking cooked.
If they can't make us drop our jaws on the floor when we see this 3-minute trailer, however long it's going to be, we're done. They're done.
Although I do have a theory that if Brand New Day does really well, I think it'll help Doomsday quite a bit.
Yeah.
So Brand New Day is gonna matter when it comes to this stuff.
Barenthal's Punisher helps, but if he's neutered, it'll piss people off. So it's a balancing act. Single Guy Cooking, 2010 for $5. Theaters are doomed. I watched Fellowship 5 times for $5. I made 50 cents a week back then. I have seen maybe 6 films more than once in a theater ever.
Yeah. I don't have the desire to rewatch movies. I saw Wicked several times. I think I'll never go back to Wicked for good. I think I'm good with Wicked for good.
JB Spooky Review member for 3 months. Blood Rage better be on this list. It's not cranberry sauce. Yeah. Was it on the list? I think we skipped.
Thank you for that. Thank you for being a member. We're doing a special giveaway on our Wednesday show. So please watch live. And this is great from Patrick Lemire.
The Holdovers takes place at a boarding school over a Thanksgiving. Stars Paul Giamatti, won the Golden Globe for Best Actor. He got robbed at the Oscars. Joe Bob says, check it out.
That movie's great, too.
It's great. Can't believe that's not on the list. And
thank you, mods. Thoth.
Thanks to our mod,
MK
Lord
Solid,
Thoth.
Lori,
and
all of you guys.
Yeah, MK Solid. Thank you so much. Okay, what we got Thanksgiving this weekend. We'll be back on Monday for more verses. I'm sure you guys will be nursing your hangovers. I just usually eat leftovers for the weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I do.
It's the best.
It is absolutely the best. But everyone, plug your channel, and as we wrap up, let's go.
Hey guys, Dante from Purple Riot. Follow me on YouTube, Rumble, and X. And BRL will be back next Thursday officially, finally, after months of hiatus.
Well, I see the bar in the background. Love it, Dante. Love it.
Steph, my nerdy home. You can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and on Kick. I'm starting up all of my gaming streams, and I'm also starting a new stream called Nerdy at Night. That'll be either tonight or tomorrow. I'm not too sure. So just turn on your notifications and find out.
Rob Burnett, find me on YouTube at The Burnett Work, or follow me at Robert Meyer Burnett on Instagram.
Badgercast coming up right now in like 30 minutes. Come, we'll talk about all the things. It's a surprise.
All right. Well, happy upcoming Turkey Day. Alan and I will be back on Wednesday with a very special. It'll be our Thanksgiving holiday special We'll be here Wednesday. Take care, everyone. And what do you say?
Let's
say Merry Christmas.
Out of
Just say-
here.
Say happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. See you Wednesday.